We met in the first period of sport. She was drawing a horse and I noticed it and I liked it and I told her I liked it and we just became friends after that, really.
We met at the start of year 7.
Now we're really close. Yeah, really close.
It would have had to been back in about 3 years ago, just at school.
Yeah, through debating and stuff.
Yeah.
Musicals.
Musicals.
Yeah,
Would have
musicals.
been
It was musicals.
We liked to stay to sport and
We went to Candy and had a regional camp for boys.
Indigenous boys that need help with their work and learning skills, and we spent a full school term together, so that's a very long time. We got to know each other pretty well because we only knew each other at school and said hey, but now we're pretty close friends.
Yeah.
I identify as Aboriginal.
I do identify as Aboriginal.
We both identify as Aboriginal.
Lara's not Aboriginal. She's just been accepted into the community as Aboriginal.
I'm very proud of being Aboriginal.
I'm very proud to be an Aboriginal.
I'm extremely proud of being an Aboriginal woman, and it plays a massive part in my identity and my sense of belonging. So.
I can't exactly remember how I found out. I just know it was about year 7 and my mum said to me, you're Aboriginal. It's just really wow. It was great actually because, I didn't know much about my past or heritage or anything.
I asked Dad, what are Aboriginals? And he says, you're an Aboriginal. And I asked my mother, and it's from her side down.
It was just into where we started becoming friends. I asked her if she's Aboriginal and she said yes and I said, well that's cool, I like learning about them, so.
Because she was in Sister Speak.
Most people tend to look at me because I'm fairly white-ish, and they think about it and say, you sure you're Aboriginal? So
I was told that after about 3 generations, the Aboriginality washes out of you, and so it was like, oh, I'm 1/8 Aboriginal, I'm 1/3 Aboriginal.
1/16.
Yeah, and but it's like, no, if you're Aboriginal, you're Aboriginal, whether you're white, like light-skinned or
Pale.
dark-skinned, and
Your hair colour or anything.
if your hair's blonde or brunette or
Redhead.
redhead, it doesn't matter what you look like. If you're Aboriginal, you're
Yeah,
a part of the
Aboriginal.
family. And you're Aboriginal.
No matter what, really.
It's a problem for a lot of young people that they're ashamed to identify as Aboriginal, and I totally understand because there are so many stereotypes and jokes and racism that's put out there, and as soon as you identify as being Aboriginal, those are kind of put onto you. But what I would say to people who do identify as Aboriginal and are a bit ashamed of it is definitely, if you don't feel comfortable with exerting yourself in community as being Aboriginal, find an Aboriginal person that you can just talk to, bond with and learn your culture from, because once you start to learn your culture, you will want to be proud of it.
It's not something to be ashamed of, being Aboriginal. It's something you should be proud of because, it's
How
Aboriginal.
it's just you and you can express yourself through it and you don't have to be afraid of anything.
It's definitely something to be proud of.
Definitely.
The only time I've ever heard a racial term towards an Aboriginal such as myself is, you're a lazy black sea. That was all I've got.
Yeah, well, it hasn't specifically been directed at me being Aboriginal, but there has been times where I have received racism, just things like being called chocolate coloured or, can I quote it, nigger, those kind of things. Yeah, and it just like jokes and stereotypes throughout most of my life. But I learnt not to internalise it, but to stand up for it and say, well, that's not true.
Aboriginal people have the same rights as everyone else and shouldn't be picked on for who they are.
When people ask me, are you Aboriginal? I'm like, well, not actually, but I was accepted into it. I got a lot of trouble for that, but I said, you can think about what you think about me, but it doesn't matter what you are, if you're Aboriginal or not, or Torres Strait Islander, it doesn't matter. We're all the same.
doesn't really make any difference. It's just like having a normal friend.
I haven't found it any different than being friends with anybody else. I kind of don't really notice it. It just is.
I think it's great. Because it's like one big family, and because I'm close. Because you're with people and you don't think you have much in common with them, and then you find out they're Aboriginal. It's just like, oh, we have something in common, and you're better friends after that.
Yeah, proud being Aboriginal and being in the Bro Speak program.
I became close to Lara through Speak as well.
Really fun. I enjoyed it a lot.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot too. I thought it was good.
It's a great program, really.
They make good food. it was really fun.
It really helps you because you learn about your heritage and the culture and the type of foods they ate and the art. So it's just a really good program.
I still have my mask that I made last year.
So do I.
It's hanging on my wall.
You made masks about how we feel about it and everything.
About myself, and it has a picture of this weird cartoon horse and a cat, and it's all colourful and feathery. It's really cool.
We hang out pretty much every weekend, and we just walk around town.
We enjoy and talk about all the good times we've had together as friends.
He's a good friend, and I don't know what Josh said.
I would describe our friendship as definitely crazy.
I'll just say he's my best friend. We've been friends for a couple of years.
I can tell Cindy everything and she doesn't judge me.
Yeah.
it's just a wonderful thing to really have someone there that you can talk to. And for my instance, Cindy, I tell her everything. And when I'm down, she's there, and when she's down, I'm always there for her. And besides from this morning, but you know, everything goes really well. So it's really nice to have someone there that comforts you and just is there to hold you when you're upset. So
Don't know what I'd do without him. He's helped me through a lot. Been a pain in the arse, but best friend.
Yeah. Well, Lara, she's always there. Always. Even when you're fighting with somebody and you know you have a bit of trouble and you're sad, she's just there. It's just like, thank you. I love you so much.
thank you.
Galadu Bridget Thama, Wiradjuri Yina, I'm a Wiradjuri woman, and in Wiradjuri country we live by Yinjamara, meaning to be respectful, be polite, honour, and to do slowly. So to think about things before you do or say them.